Yes, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Professor Henry Bwisa. I'm saying, let's beware of political entrepreneurship. Yes, entrepreneurship is indeed a good thing. Entrepreneurship improves our standard of living. Entrepreneurship improves our gross domestic product and even per capita income. Entrepreneurship leads to balanced regional development. Entrepreneurship creates jobs. Entrepreneurship creates and shares wealth. Entrepreneurship leads to community development. And indeed, entrepreneurship helps us create exports. So, entrepreneurship is a good thing. Now, true entrepreneurs have the customer at heart. They look for the needs of the customer. They have trust and loyalty to the customer. They do balance demand and supply. And indeed, they satisfy the customer. Just like Mahatma Gandhi said, a customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us, we are dependent on him. He is not an interruption on our work, he is the purpose of it. He is not an outsider on our business, he is part of it. We are not doing him a favor by serving him. He is doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so. Now, convert this to you, the voter, and the leaders. We are their customers, and we're not their interruption. We're not doing them a favor. They are not doing us a favor. We are doing them a favor by electing them. Now, true entrepreneurs have society at heart. They are philanthropists. Bill Gates, Ibrahim Mo, Jack Ma, Oprah Winfrey, Manu Chandaria, these are all examples of true entrepreneurs who are now giving back to society. They have society at heart. Now, entrepreneurship is largely about creativity and innovation. Yes, to be entrepreneurial, to be an entrepreneur, you must embrace creativity. You must embrace innovation and practice them. Now, we can observe creativity and innovativeness on the political arena. We have had institutional and or public sector innovations. This shows that there is political entrepreneurship, which comes with a number of functions, including the direction of coercively obtained resources by the state, e.g. through taxation, toward processes of production which would not otherwise have taken place, like producing the public goods for the general public. That is political entrepreneurship. But then, who are political entrepreneurs? One definition says, these are individuals who change the direction and flow of politics. This is glaringly observable not just in Kenya now, but indeed further afield. A true political entrepreneur is a political player who seeks to gain certain political and social benefits, but in return for providing the common goods that can be shared by an unorganized general public. That's a true political entrepreneur. A political entrepreneur is also thought to be someone who founds a new political project, a group, or a political party. And therefore we can say that the founders of the Kenya's Building Bridges Initiative, the BBI, under the order of the Hustler Nation, the HN, that theme, can be actually thought to be political entrepreneurs. They are coming up with innovations. They are creative. But they differ from business entrepreneurs Let us listen to one researcher.
The topic of this lecture is political entrepreneurship. And the first thing I want to do is to introduce the topic as a contrast between real market entrepreneurship and political entrepreneurship. Two different things. So entrepreneurs to succeed have to be diligent in constantly cost-cutting, product improving, trying to find out what we want as consumers, and generally creating wealth. Creating wealth. They basically get the inputs, land, labor, capital, ideas, and so forth. And to be successful, they have to transform the value of those inputs into something that consumers value more highly than what they paid for the inputs. That's how value is created in the economy. Political entrepreneurs basically are involved in the whole game of rent seeking, to use the public choice term, transferring wealth to themselves and power to themselves and to their supporters. And so they're basically involved in wealth destruction. The whole process of politics, of trying to secure a wealth transfer to yourself or to your group under the auspices of the state, is wealth destroying, because the opportunity cost of that kind of behavior is production. You know, if you weren't involved in politics, you would be involved in producing something or other. This is a very old libertarian theme, that there are only two ways to make money. One, produce goods or services for your fellow man, and persuading them to buy them from you. Or two, using the power of the state to force money out of the pockets of one group and into the pockets of your group or you personally. Those are the only two ways to secure money legally. Of course, you can secure money illegally, but that's the latter form is what Friedrich Bastiat called legal plunder. It's a great term, legal plunder, lobbying for special benefits. And so, when you look at political entrepreneurs, I've done a great deal of research on this over the years. I've written several books that go under the category of political entrepreneurship. There's a constant struggle to do the opposite of what a market entrepreneur would do. A market entrepreneur, to be successful, has to please the consumer. A political entrepreneur is someone who works diligently at isolating himself from the pressures that can be put on him by the taxpayer. We're talking politics, we're not talking consumers, but by voters, taxpayers. Some of the literature calls them taxpayers/voters. And so if you're really, really good at isolating yourself from any kind of pressure that can be brought on you by the voters, you're a successful political entrepreneur.
Yes. Some political entrepreneurs seek to gain profit through subsidies, protectionism, government contracts, or other such favorable arrangements with the government through political influence. They are sometimes referred to, like in the above talk, as rent seekers. People who seek to gain added wealth without any reciprocal contribution of productivity. They add little value to society. Watch out for such. We can have true political entrepreneurs, but there are those who look for their own stomachs. Still, there are political entrepreneurs who seek to further their own political careers and popularity by pursuing the creation of policy that pleases the populace. Yes. Now, when such policies are not implemented or are unimplementable, then such entrepreneurs add little value to society. Again, watch out for such who just come with popular policies to please you, but they are never implementable. They are even difficult to implement. Now, someone describes politics as the means of utilizing power to make decisions to address societal problems. Sadly, in Kenya, both Wanjiku and Onyango are not convinced that their problems are being solved by our current political entrepreneurs. Listen to them. Here is Onyango in quotes. lamenting and complaining about top political entrepreneurs, creative entrepreneurs, but those who are not addressing these customers' needs. This is a demolition. This is the only living location for this man. It has been demolished. Orders by the politicians, so to speak. So he is. As a customer, his needs are not being taken care of. And therefore, political entrepreneurs, concerned with this, have not delivered to this. Onyango. And Wanjiku seems to now fed up.
Kuna mwingine alizaliwa miezi 9 na mwingine alizaliwa. Kwa hivyo hii kitu ya BBI ni bonoko.
Kwa nini huyu mnamkataza aende Nyamira? Mkapiga watu na matia. Huyu naye kwenda aka.
Watu mmechoka.
Tumechoka. Hata huyu sahihi asimame hapa. Hata Akajua ni Kenya ile nilikuwa amne Kenya nyingine.
Mambo yamebadilika.
Hata asimame wakati hii. Ameumiza wajia. Kutoka akalie hiyo kitu. Ile pesa kumwaikibaki alirudisha hiyo
amekula yote.
Na anakopa. Mpaka mtoto iko tumbo ya mama yake iko na 10 Kenya. Anatoka aone maji.
Lakini mimi mama nakuuliza, ni wewe unajua hii maneno peke yako na kila mama wengine wanajua?
Wanajua kama wanaelewa kama mimi naangalia TV hivi.
Unaona habari, unaona hao wanacheza.
Kwa mawe ni konge lakini ni vita tupeleka. Ni nini? Mpaka ukifika hiyo TV unasikia kama jana nilimwangalia akisema maneno ya hiyo huduma namba. Na hiyo huduma namba walituletea tu kujua ni kitu gani tulipewa karatasi tutaweka kwa nini.
Na kama hiyo huduma namba ni mwaka 1.5 umepita.
Hapo hajatuambia ilikuwa nini? Wao tuambia nini?
Na unajiuliza hii huduma namba baada ya kuwa na corona ni priority. Inatulazimisha aje hii huduma namba. Ni lazima tuwe na hii huduma namba kwa saa hii.
Tena saa hii ni corona. Tena analeta huduma namba tena muache kupanga laini kuchukua huduma namba. Ni nini inataka?
Tupange laini na 1.5 meter.
Hata
watu wamechoka.
Hiyo hapo wao pia nini watu walikojea.
Yes. Wanjiku now is enlightened and is realizing that as the customer to the politicians, they are not taking care of her needs. Now it looks like in Kenya, we do not yet have genuine political entrepreneurs. We have more of political entrepreneurs or outright liars and thieves, as one senator would put it. Listen to him.
Jubilee is splitting this nation. We have forgotten that in this administration there has been so much corruption. That there has been so much corruption in this government. This is possibly the worst government we'll have in this republic. Because of debt and everything. On a basis here going more than zero. It's a government of thieves. Jubilee is not going to split this nation. Now I am asking the media.
Yes. It would appear that neither mere sharing of positions like the BBI is promising, nor just hustling like the HN author is preaching. Neither of them is good enough. Better will be best. So minus this trail, minus the top, coming together, then this kennel scenario could spread further afield. Yes, and if so, then BBI could easily become Burning Bridges initiative, because the bridges up there have not been built. Indeed, we are told that a fish rots from the head down. So these bridges, good enough, the handshake, very necessary, but not sufficient. These burnt bridges, if this scenario can be returned to, that will be desirable. And therefore, the first bridges to build will be these top 3 bridges. One bridge to link them, like we are told a fish rots from the head down. Minus this bridge, then the bottom of the pyramid may not have any bridge. So, prepare yourself to vote for your favorite political entrepreneur. Look at the political entrepreneur, this politician, government official, or officer serving a public funded entity who encourages entrepreneurship, market entrepreneurship, true entrepreneurship, or even true political entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship for growth and employment using innovative approaches, and or promoting diversity in entrepreneurship, not things as usual. So vote out rent seekers who are innovating for their own individual stomach, and also those who would want us to forever remain beggars. Now, if you enjoyed it, please like it, share it, and subscribe. But if you feel like supporting us, then visit our website and donate. Thank you. Thank you for watching and listening.